Hey guys and gals, I got another one for you today. Today I was making my thumbnails for my standard B, so I figured I'd jump in my standard B, and the problem is I don't have a driver for it anymore. So I had to recruit one, got one at 75%. Alfonso, you're my guy. We had to get Raffaelli, some crewmates here in Italy. Now you can see I'm switching up my equipment, and with a 75% driver I really don't need vents. So I'm going to put binos and camo net on, and that's really because either A, I'm going to be close to the fight, or B, I'm going to be long range. But mid-range for a 75% crew just, to me, doesn't make much sense. And I'm going to talk about consumables here, and you can see I ran spaghetti and I put a fire extinguisher in, but then I decided, you know what, I got to be able to fix my tracks. So I'm going to put a smaller parakeet on, be able to fix my tracks fast. Put a larger parakeet on, just in case I get tracked by Artie and I don't have to use my smaller parakeet. The larger parakeet will help me get it repaired faster. And it is a soft medium, so the med kit is important, and I decided to just load it up like this. Now my expectations of this game are pretty low. I mean, with a 75% crew, you can get away with it in tiers 1 through 5, and once you start getting into like 6 through 10, I feel like the competition kind of elevates, and even up, obviously, 9 and 10, you're going to have some of the highest competition. So 75% crews are really putting myself at a disadvantage here. So I head to the east, and that's where the choke is. I was going to help out my heavy tanks. Unfortunately, it looks like my team's A, taking too long to disperse, B, not dispersing in what I quote-unquote feel is correctly. And I'm targeted here, but whatever's targeting me isn't shooting at me, so they're in a sneaky spot in the middle. They don't want to get spotted. Lucky for me, they probably think that a standard B can spot them and don't think that I'm playing with 75% crew. Alright, so we're going to push up north here. We got a couple scouts. Got a couple medium tanks. And really I just want to support these guys. And what I talked about before was having a crew at 75% being either in the fight close range or long range, utilizing the camo net binos. In mid range really doesn't make a lot of sense because you don't have the spotting, the camo perks. You're not going to outspot anyone just while you're driving around. Alright, so we got Centurion 7-1 here, and he's probably spotting for his team. Like, the reason he doesn't want to come around that corner is because he's spotting for his team. Talk a little bit about the standard B, since I haven't talked too much about it in my other videos. To me, this was the worst of the auto reloading tanks. Just the capability of it was, the reload just seems to hurt this one more than the other ones. When I go to kill the Centurion and my Patton backs up and blocks my shot, which really is a terrible play because now I have to reload all 3 shells, whereas if I knew he was going to back up, I wouldn't have shot that shell. I'd rather just reload my 2 shells a little bit quicker than having to reload all 3. But nonetheless, now it's starting to get a little hot up here. I'm full health, and in an auto reloader or in a auto loader, really what you want to do is trade effectively. So I want to keep my hit points, and I want to be able to have some clip potential before I expose my tank. And if I'm going to have to take a shot, I want to be able to punish them with at least 2 shells. And I don't want to do 3 shots again, just because there's so many enemy tanks that I feel I'm going to need some damage capacity here. So as we come around the corner, the IS-7 is evacuating. You can see how slow this aim time is, and that's a 75% crew thing. Now, the other piece of equipment that I ran is vents and stabilizer, and the gun handling of all these tanks I didn't mind at all. I think they're all pretty good gun handling. I'm looking for a shot here, see if I can sneak it into his cupola. It's going to be a tricky shot, and I decide not to do it. But now I got my binos and my camo net on, and obviously I don't have 6th sense here, so I figure I'm the guy the most forward here, so if I'm spotted, I'm going to be targeted, right? So as soon as I'm targeted, I'm going to back up, knowing that these guys are going to be staring at me. You see they're starting to make a push on the 9-0 line. We do still have a couple tank destroyers in C0, which should be able to give our guys cover fire, so I'm not too worried about it. I'll see this Jag. Missed my first shot, and I'm still not targeted, so I must be in a good position. The bushes in front of me, I'm guessing, are giving me some nice camo. But we're only at 700 damage, and really the whole time I'm just thinking, you know, I gotta get some good thumbnails for my upcoming standard B videos that I'm gonna share with you guys. Get a nice shot into that Jaeger's cupola. And now I'm targeted, so now I'm gonna back up. They got a bat chat up here. He decides that he's got to push the issue, right? So my auto reloader cannot keep pace with the bat chat, so the bat chat to me is pretty terrifying, and I want to try to use my patent as a shield as much as I can. The bat chat's not spotted anymore, so I come around this side. There's a scout over by our base, so I was trying to see if I had a shot on him, and our patent just gets destroyed by the bat chat. So I don't know how many shells it took the bat chat to kill the patent, but since it like happened so fast, I'm guessing he only used 1 shell. I'm gonna go for tracks here, and I don't want to use my 3rd shell if I don't have to. But I go for a retrack, and I figured if I hit him, then my guys can kill him. And sure enough, my 432 shuts him down, and we're almost up to 2,000 damage, which to me in a tier 9 with 75% crew, give me 2,000 damage, I'll run with that all day. So one of the reasons I wanted to actually make this into a video was not just because I had a decent game with a 75% crew, but also kind of how I set up. You can use this setup with a 75% crew at any tier, and I feel like it's going to give you an advantage rather than using standard loadouts of the 75 or even 100% crew with no skills or a few skills. Now, to me, this game, your crew is the biggest advantage that you have. Now, real quick, I'd take the T95 shell because I know I can get behind him, and that's why I saved my hit points, right? So I can trade effectively. And I didn't really need to use that 3rd shell there. I probably should have just reloaded my clip and then gave it back to him. But getting back to the drivers, there's so many skills that can be trained that is going to give you a tactical advantage. And to me, that's the biggest difference between you and another player, right? Because you guys could have the same loadouts. Like, he can have the exact same equipment as you. He can have this same consumables as you, but your drivers are probably going to be different. By training crews, it's going to help you advance so much farther in the game and just make it more enjoyable because your tank is going to perform better for you. Now, knowing how to play a 75% crew effectively is important. And yes, this was somewhat of a fluke, but I did play passively, and get a nice kill with Conway at the end, but you have to. It's a different play style. However, it's going to teach you patience and help you understand the importance of the driver. And to me, focusing on your driver skills is important. Don't forget about that when you get started. Alright, so we take top dog with 75% crew in a 9 match, 4k damage, 500 assists. I can't say enough about focusing on tracks in these tanks. That's so important to up your assist damage. Got some nice thumbnails for you guys, and the Italy week continues. That's all I got for you guys. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. I'll catch you in the next video.